Hello and welcome, Deft and Dorky. I'm going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
How's everybody doing? What? That's
Hello.
not right. Oop, there we
I
go.
see you, baby.
Oh man, there's a kid.
Oh man,
Yeah.
there's a baby.
Just doing it for views, Isaac.
Great.
Telling out my daughter her likes and clicks.
Beauty. So how's everyone doing?
Oh, good.
Pretty good.
You seem like you're doing so well.
I'm good, I promise.
Blink
My
twice
wife's-
if you need help.
My wife's putting down her son. Sorry, I was actually just pulling everything up. So no, we're good. We're actually doing really good. My wife's putting down our son, so I figured I would look. Okay, well, I can at least get on time. I swear that I...
How's it going, Brian and Kid and everyone else? I've already talked to everyone else, so.
So screw the
Look at that little baby.
7:40. Your definition of on time.
I was here on time. I had to, listen, I had an obligation.
I'm not talking to you.
Listen, I got
Oh.
a big story for you. You're not even talking to me.
I had to go look at the new car.
So who's got a new car?
Me mom just got home with her new car. Drove to Texas to buy it.
Exciting. What'd she
That's
get?
a long drive to buy a car.
Well, she really does not like the Lexus dealership in Oklahoma City because they were assholes to her one time.
Oh,
So
well.
she drove to Texas. She drove to Texas for her last one too.
One time, 30 years ago, those people don't even work there anymore.
They drove in there when she was gonna buy her first car. They drove in there in my dad's F350 dually, like big old huge truck, and they were like, "We don't really have time for you. We're closing in like an hour." And it's like,
Hour.
yeah, and like, it's like, dude, I don't know if you know this. We're not poor. This truck costs as much as every car in this lot.
Get out of here.
I don't know.
Was.
I don't know. It was that's what it felt like. That's what she said it felt like. So they go to Texas to buy the cars. Anyways, really nice car. Lexus 2023 ES350.
I decided after the last car lot dealer day,
Mhm.
I'm never buying from a dealer again. I'm just gonna buy it online.
Those you better buy it soon because a lot of those online dealers like Carvana and stuff, they're going bankrupt.
Yep.
I'm not buying anything online. I'm not right now, but I don't want to step in a dealership again. They're the worst.
We got really the only car that I've bought.
Maybe
from
I need to go
dealer.
to Dallas. Maybe I have the same experiences.
The thing is,
Oh.
in Dallas,
They're all terrible
here,
here.
there's more competition, so they know they're not like you're not locked in. There's not like one big dealership that does that one brand. Like here, if you're buying a luxury car, you got one Lexus dealership, one Audi dealership, one Mercedes dealership, down in Texas, there's 10 of them within the Dallas Metroplex area. So they're like, "Would you like us to butter your buns as well?"
We got our car when we were in Tahoe. We bought. We did all the negotiating online with a guy over like email.
Yeah.
And then we just went and picked it up.
There you go.
They
Fancy
still
stuff.
gave us the rundown of insurances, but the price of the car was already figured.
Yeah, I
out,
gotta
so
get
that
that.
was
Gotta
nice.
get that gap insurance and everything, right?
Yeah. That's what they tried to give us, and I was like, you know what? I don't think we need that. He's like, but look at all the stuff I did for you, and I was like, we didn't ask you to do any of those things.
Yeah, we had a guy who basically just called us stupid because we didn't get the gap insurance.
Yeah.
Some states require gap insurance.
The thing is, like, I feel for those people because I worked at Best Buy. I know exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
I will say, I bought the gap insurance on a car one time, and it got totaled within a year of having it.
It's nice,
and
yeah.
The gap insurance paid off the loan. Like, it was...
Mhm.
I would have owed like $5 or $6 on it.
That's what it's for.
So
If you
it
buy a
does-
brand new car,
does work.
yeah, I think it's required. Like in the state of Oklahoma, it's required. If you buy a brand new car, you have to have full coverage insurance and you have gap insurance.
If you don't
So
pay
the-
cash for it or something.
It's not
Yeah.
required here, but I get it because
It's
of
not
that one
required,
time.
unless it's
It
something new.
happened, and
It wasn't
I had to
required.
get it when I bought my Mazda in 2014. They were like, you have to have gap insurance, and I was like,
Who told you that?
I think you got swindled.
either way, it only added like $5 a month to the payment, and it would have saved my ass if that car got totaled because
You're-
my insurance wouldn't
You're
have
just
paid it off.
quoting that guy's same pitch, aren't
Yep.
you?
I've heard
Word
all
for
those
word what he
pitches
told
before
you.
at Best Buy.
I've actually,
It's
I've
only
actually had
$5
it
a
happen.
month, and trust me, it'll
Your
be
computer
worth
won't
it.
even run
it's-
without a UPS.
If it's a computer, fine. My computer's not going to run into another computer and blow up.
I've actually had to utilize the gap insurance, so I'm not opposed to it.
There you go.
Sure,
Look at
I've
listen to
gotten-
Rick.
I've gotten free computers from Best Buy with their plans too, but I still know all about it.
My headsets, I always buy the Best Buy replacement plan, and then right at the end of 2 years, I take them in, and I'm like, God dang things are broken, and they're like, all right, well, go get another one.
All right.
That's the real big brain play. You don't buy cheap
always-
headphones, you buy nice ones with insurance, and you just replace them every 2 years.
I always heard the stories from people at Best Buy, like, I don't buy insurance because I got screwed over one time. I'm like, no, not this time. But I'm that guy. I got the extended warranty plan on my car, my used car, which is a hybrid. I thought, okay, he sold me on it. My engine's something
Well,
went wrong with the
your
engine.
yeah.
They didn't pay for it.
Gap
Like,
insurance.
I got
is,
this insurance. I'm like, well, it doesn't cover the engine. Like, what's
Gap-
the point of the insurance then? What's to cover the
Gap insurance isn't for your
covers
engine
the,
blowing
no, not,
up.
No, not gap
That was
insurance.
the
just
extended
extended
warranty,
warranty.
Oh, extended warranties are always that way. You don't ever buy the extended warranty. Unless it's through the
Extended
manufacturer. If
warranty-
it's through a third party, that's one thing.
Extended warranty usually only covers the drivetrain anymore. It's kind of dumb.
Well, no, that was his problem. It was a drivetrain problem.
Yeah,
Usually
it did
that's
not
all it
cover that.
covers.
Yeah.
It only covered. I don't know what it covered, but whatever it was garbage.
It covered the lugs on the wheels, and that was it.
Yeah.
Can I just say that I am sorry that I was late?
You're all good.
Oh, were you
But
late?
al- But
You were fine.
also, we've been talking about insurance for.
10 minutes.
Oh,
But
I didn't even know you were late. You were here when I got back.
Brian,
yeah.
what you did was unforgivable. I can't forgive
I know.
you.
I'm sorry. I did message just Isaac. I should message the whole group and be like, by the way,
I saw it.
children.
I was like, it's all good.
We're going to dick around for 20 minutes anyway,
Yeah,
so what does it matter?
It's what happens. So it's all good.
Is it dicking around or is it like jovial levity? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Camaraderie.
It is both of those things, and that's fine.
Yeah, you got any comments on the podcast, Michael?
Was there one?
No.
Yeah, there's a new one on Friday.
Was there?
That's his comment.
Yeah, it came out last Friday. We recorded, so the new episode came out that day.
I don't know schedule.
Was it on YouTube?
No, we recorded this Friday.
Yeah, this last Friday, so that's
Yeah.
when the episode comes out.
What episode comes out this Friday? It's coming Friday.
Was that it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
know
even know.
there's a week break. Whatever.
Last one was 10 days ago,
Yeah, that's about right.
and it was the world building.
That's about right. That's a world building one. We did kind of a semi follow up. That'll come out on Friday.
Just like that salesman, you're trying to swindle your way into getting some
Extra things.
brownie, marketing points.
Leave a YouTube comment. Don't tell me about it. Raise those engagement rates. You always like give me all these. You're like, here's what I have to say about the episode. I'm like, couldn't you just leave a comment?
I'm leaving a comment right here. All right. So last time, you guys mostly negotiated with Juan Vasquez for him to help you. Well, for him to start a business, but using your ship to start. And he was gonna get that going because he has all the knowledge of the industry and contacts and stuff. You got a crew together. You got a captain. You guys went and got Vovek to captain it, but he's like taking a backseat to it right now. And you went and got up 16 Goliaths from the mountain, brought them down, and they are all learning how to sail the Ledric Sea
Failed to say.
while moving
How many
goods and things.
seas are in this world so I can say it correctly? It's not 7. How many are there?
4,700,000.
4,700,000. Sail the 4,700,000 seas.
Yeah. So that's basically what we did last time. You guys have some threads you can pull, but you got your ship is in order, and it's doing its thing basically by itself at this point. So you guys are all in Brable / Talkria / the tower. What would you like to do?
Isaac, real quick though, before we start,
Yes.
what is the weather like today?
And what's the date?
What's the date? Today is
What's the date?
December 27th. Still in the Winter Festival
Okay.
for the next today and tomorrow. It is currently here. Let me make sure I'm in the right.
Tomorrow's God's birthday.
What?
God dang, you're right.
This world's God.
So it is actually quite cold today.
It ought to be. It's wintertime.
Is a high of 42.6. Light wind from the east, going 1 to 3 miles per hour. A dusting of snow and mostly cloudy.
Wait, dusting of snow where we're at?
Yep.
In Takria?
Yep.
I thought it was like this whole time.
Wow.
I just assumed it was like mild summer
Yeah,
weather
like,
at all times. Yeah, like
Mediterranean.
This
everywhere we're going.
Port City, we're going to be snowing on us.
It doesn't snow too much here, but yeah. It snows a little bit. It's a little bit further north than, say, the Mediterranean would be.
See, the one thing you miss if you're using the Don John random weather generator, sometimes you get like
Arcane storm.
yeah, laser tornadoes, and you're like, wow, this is
Whoa, everyone died. How weird.
that's so insane, dude.
Are we at the north town? Up here?
I don't know. I would imagine that you guys are
That's
either
Takria?
in Brable or Takria. That one is Brable. This one is Takria.
I think everybody was wherever the ship was being docked at, so that's probably where they were close to.
Yeah, so that's Brable, which is up here.
Brable.
I want to send Juan Ramirez
Oh my god, yes, you do.
just a copy of a merger contract that I drafted up, and it's pasted in the Discord.
Okay.
So, it's a bit of a renegotiation of some terms. And if he wants to have his lawyer look over.
I like how it says Company A and Company
Yeah.
B.
Company A, heretofore known as WFAT Industries Incorporated, otherwise known as We Are the Fishermen. And then whatever his is.
You leave that and you just highlight the parts that they're supposed to fill out. Saves you the trouble of having to readjust
Yeah.
your contracts.
Yeah.
Did you put a cover sheet on your TPS report? Because if not, then no one's going to read that.
I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday and get that done. Alright, sorry.
That is a long. I'm not reading that.
You don't have
Yeah,
to.
Yeah,
No,
It's fine.
yeah, I
It's
don't-
legally binding.
we didn't take out gap insurance on the ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
You probably
did.
should look into that.
You got to read that word for word for the stream. So,
You laid eyes upon it. It is legally binding.
Does our insurance cover
That's what it
barnacles?
man. Okay.
Was that a Chat GPT contract?
100%. You're gonna sit in the last like 30 seconds. I was like, "Can you do this for me?" And they're like, "While we can definitely put together the framework of it, you should definitely consult with some kind of like legal, whatever." You know, it was very like, "Oh, that's good." Okay. Have we pretty much resolved the whole ship thing with like his people and everything?
Yeah, he's got his he got a smaller crew because you guys said you were bringing some and you did. So his crew is teaching your crew, and then once they're like caught up to speed and he gets another boat, then he'll take his crew and his captain and they will take over that one, and then you can do whatever you want with your boat. You can put more Goliaths on it, or he can supply another crew or another half crew.
Shall we revisit our quest log, fam? Unless anybody wants to do anything specifically.
I've got nothing specifically.
All right, this is what I.
Reef on the wind.
That's a bad omen.
This.
right there.
This is what I've got down. We got a couple personal quests for Saturn and Jace. Saturn's involve potentially his parents. None of us know about that, though, I don't think. Also, his potentially adoptive father that I don't know if any of us know about either. I have shared with you guys the emancipator that killed my dad, so we could pull on that thread, and it's somehow tied into this like shadow crime syndicate. And then we could reach out to Otherton, this like mystical.
Or the mystical city. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, mystical city that your buddy turned us on to. And then lastly,
That's
I just
kind of
wrote.
a bunch of nonsense.
Do we know anything about it?
I think didn't I roll for that and say that it was fake?
No. You guys rolled for it, and I don't think that you would. I think you had heard of it, but otherwise you don't know if it's even real. But Jace had heard of it because it's somewhere closer to where he lived.
Right.
So,
And the only-
he thinks. He's never been there. None of you have ever been there.
There is like a mythical element to it, right? Like it's not quite Atlantis, but close.
Well, from the information that you gathered from Vovek is that it's kind of where like a lot of the misfit, for a lack of a better word, misfit races sort of made a town.
Oh, it's the Isle of Misfit Toys, but for actual people.
Nice, dude. Yes, let's go. I'm sold.
Did I nail that? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I haven't seen Toys. That's from Toy Story, right?
No,
it's
that's
from
from
Rudolph.
It's from like
yeah, Rudolph the
Oh,
Red-Nosed Reindeer.
long time ago.
yeah. Well,
It was like a little
then I
stop
don't know.
animation thing, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the Rudolph stop motion animation from like the 1930s,
Oh, it's
right?
from that movie, or is it? It's a separate
Yeah,
show?
the Isle. It's in that the Isle of Misfit Toys.
I don't.
It's where all like the jacked up toys go, and they're like, that's where all the freaks are, and they go over there and they're like, help me, I'm missing an arm. But we're still living all right over here.
Yeah, basically, it's from what you gathered, it's like rumored to be a place where, like goblins, Goliaths, any race that isn't one of the like gnomish, human, elven, dwarven, can go to like live out a better, quote unquote, better life.
All the freaks.
The only other thing that I wrote down is like if we want to follow up with like the planar travel investigation circle research thing, but that seems
I don't
like
even know if your
that is-
mom's there though.
No,
That's what
I'll be
we're
right back
wondering
again. Sorry.
like a
That's
follow-up
separate.
conversation with the researchers. Like if they, I am not gonna lie, I mostly wrote this down because Isaac said, "Oh, that's something else you could do," and I was like, "All right." But we do know that my mom is not in the
Abyssal plane.
abyssal plane, but we have no idea where the freak she is.
Yeah, so something about some shady shit, right? He found out about your father.
Yeah. So like, he was killed by the Emancipators, which is like that subgroup of the AA that hunts down warlocks, and my brother says that there's a potential tie from the Shadow Crime Syndicate.
Yeah,
Which
he had mentioned that your dad had worked with them a few times, so they might have a bead on where this Atron Ghoul is. They may still keep
Atron.
track of him because they were. He thought that at one time they were helping your dad sort of move things around that group, so they may still track him.
Okay. Oh.
So that's where
That's the quest log, boys. I think Jace has personal incentive to pursue this like thing with his dad, but he's also super down to go find the Isle of Misfit Toys.
Have I ever heard of that Shadow Syndicate?
No, there's no reason you would have.
It doesn't ring any Tempest bells.
Is Jace the only one with the backstory that's
No.
still open?
No,
Like,
mine's still open. I have friends that he found.
I think everyone has something that is in their backstory that could be explored, whether they know / remember about it or not.
What's yours, David? Oh,
I need to find my bird friend Peck.
Bird friend.
Peck.
Who is this? Who is
Weird.
this?
Yeah.
Isaac, who is
Alright.
this?
No,
Apparently
feathers,
the name
feathers.
is okay.
I want to hear from Isaac. Who is this?
Must be a good friend. What's his face? What happened? What's this guy? What's his story?
All right, so I was on an adventuring group, and then we got jumped by goblins, and
They went to go explore a cave, right?
no, we went. No, it wasn't a cave.
This is after that or before that?
That was after.
The cave was after?
There's no cave.
No, you were
no
with
cave.
the party, and your party went into a cave, and you were standing outside to keep guard, and they never came
No,
back, and so you left.
Okay, okay.
One guy
no,
came back and he was like super shady about it. I remember that. He's like, "Let's just go." And
They weren't in a cave. They were like in a little goblin encampment. That's what it was. And so, it was like the one where Atrix died, except different place. And so, what happened is that I was told to keep guard, and so I did. And then Feathers said that everyone died and said that we need to leave. And so I followed, and then he disappeared one day. While we were running back, he disappeared.
what's his
So
name?
you're-
Not magically.
Feathers.
I think we need to
Feathers?
So
keep a
you're
note.
you're wanting to go hunt down and kill this fellow.
No. He's my friend.
I think we need to keep a note. Don't let him keep watch.
Don't want to keep.
Feathers sounds very shady.
That's what I got out of that story.
Feathers is gonna be the big bad guy of this campaign.
Others. I do like that name though.
That's a good name. I was proud of myself getting that name.
What's a good Birdman name?
Feathers is pulling all the strings.
Sounds very like 1920s like mafia. Like, yeah, and Feathers. He'll get you next.
Keep
Get 'em,
that up.
Clamps.
You'll be having a chat with Feathers.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, anything but that.
Feathers.
You'll be dining with the fishes next if Feathers has anything to say about it.
Big bird evil guy.
It's just gonna be Big Bird.
He's like, I've just been learning how to
Pretty mother-
count.
One dead body. Two dead. Oh,
How you recommend we go about finding this Feathers?
Well, I don't
Or is
know.
Feathers the kind of person that finds you?
You don't
with a
find
Tommy
I
gun.
mean, he was kind of the one he'd find you. He was a rogue. He was very sneaky. He wasn't very good at talking. But I would like to find my old friend.
How much we can
Well.
do if we got no lead on
I
that.
got no leads on that. That's
Just walk around shouting his name.
Cartwright.
As far as leads go on stuff, Vovek knows about Otherton, and we could probably ask like our super brilliant library friend about that.
Why would we care to go there?
That is, Vovek asked. Is there like an incentive for Vonik to do that? Like, hey, our people could find our way there or something?
Mainly it's just his buddy asked.
Hmm.
His buddy who doesn't feel he can go back. So he heard about it at this town and was asked his adventuring friend if he had any information about it.
yeah, but we just gave Bovek a new life, so he's good.
That's true.
He's got a new home.
Plus now if he's going to be the captain of his own ship soon, he can
can
start
search for
looking-
himself.
yeah, he can make inquiries about it on his own.
But there could be an adventure with some treasure or something. Other threads to pull on if we want to look into the shadow thing and avenge my dad. I do know a super paranoid conspiratorial theorist in the town. And also I think we know that Mouse's buddy is into something. He like talked about it with us very briefly, and then Mouse specifically later. So I don't know how much we know versus what Mouse knows.
I don't know how much he. Maybe I don't think he mentioned anything shady when he was talking with the group, right? He was just BSing. Right?
He
He did jump me in the alley.
Yeah, you know
So
he jumped him in
you
the
guys
alley.
know that.
And some of you, if your passive insight is like over 15 or higher, then you know that he's a little shady, but you don't know much about it.
Or Martin wouldn't mind if that guy that's hanging around his daughter had an accident.
Like
What kind of accident?
like pooped his pants.
We take him to see Feathers. That's what we do.
That's
You guys are
great.
very mean. Making fun of my friend. He might even be dead. I don't even know. I don't even know where he is. And you guys just making jokes about my friend. He might even be dead.
He's probably
You're-
dead.
Terrible.
No cap. I think Feathers is a cool name, and I'm sure he's alive.
Exactly. I think Feathers is a
No
great name.
cap.
I think Feathers might have just sprung to life the moment you mentioned his name just now.
Somewhere in the
Wait.
world, feathers exist.
Note being made, Feathers.
I know about feathers. That's why
Yeah.
when he said Peck, I was like, "Who's Peck?"
I know about feathers in general.
All right, guys. Anything else?
Martin's got
Yeah.
nothing.
I don't
Alright,
really
let's-
have any. Yeah, I don't have
Let's
anything.
put it to a vote then. Who wants to do what?
How about this? You just go somewhere and we'll follow you. You're the organized one.
All right.
Jace like gets
pick
out
a
his
direction.
notepad.
We're in South Korea, right?
You can be. You're in Brable currently, but it's
Oh, okay.
minutes and you're in Takria because of the
Mouse,
tower.
can we make our way to Takuya? Mouse.
Yep. Let's go.
All right.
Is everybody going? Is that
Well,
are we all going? Is
with where I'm going, I think I can only take one of us, and I turn to Saturn.
We
I'm
don't
like,
need
this is a
votes.
job for the mole. In fact,
Oh, the mold is in.
so I want to start with this guy.
Okay.
So we make our way to Truth Digger's house.
All right.
Rick, hang on. I gotta look this up. We did like a special, like. Did I write
You had a-
down?
you had a drop location outside the Aegis and a trash can?
Yeah.
That's right. Nothing was there.
I remember that.
Didn't we like? We had like a special knock. I don't remember what it was. Like we knocked and then like turned around twice and then knocked again.
You were supposed, if you had something to give him, you were supposed to knock, leave it outside the door, and then walk away.
But what if we have a conversation?
You did not make any arrangements for such an event.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna cast sending.
Okay.
This guy is a perfect target of sending. I'm gonna send a message to Mr. Tumblebottom.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna say this. Truth Digger. This is Fact Seeker. We need to talk. We're coming to your designated location. Confidentially. Unless you want us to go somewhere else. You're dangerous.
That was 25.
Oh crap.
Wait a moment. There's a bit of a pause. And you hear him his voice. And he says, "What was that?" That's all you get.
Okay, we're just walking over to his house.
Okay. You easily enough walk over to where you where you know his house to be.
Knock on his door then.
Okay. Do you knock?
Does it
in
look
his-
like-
How do you knock?
I knock and I do like the dent.
Okay. It's no response.
Does it look like his house is fine as far as like probably the same occupant?
Make
Nobody's
a perception
man or
check.
anything. $16.
Yeah, it looks almost identical to when you saw it last. And with that, with a 16, I will say that you also hear someone moving inside.
Dude, I do not want to cast another spell.
I'm gonna.
Screw-
I'll knock.
How are you gonna knock?
I'm just gonna go bang, bang, bang.
Okay.
Dude, was there a secret knock that we were supposed?
No, but he just he's like a call screener. He doesn't just answer the door immediately, but after that second knock, eventually you do see him crack the door open. And he looks up at you, and goes, "You, what are you doing back here?
The mole.
Did you get
That's
my
a rock.
messages?"
Yes. To make sure that we're on the same page. What were they about?
I was just trying to give you different updates about the movements of.
Give
of
me
stuff.
one. Give me one specific, so I know no one tampered with it.
Give me a deception check. 24. He says, "Well, there was one that I mentioned that one of the normal guards changed his route. Did you get that one?
Yes, we got that one.
Okay,
Perfect.
He says, haha, I didn't send that one.
gotcha."
And can't be too careful. You never know who's watching. Maybe somebody altered the notes that you left.
You said it was safe.
We change up these kind of things all the time. In fact, we should probably change it up again.
Well, you gotta let me know.
Don't worry.
What do you think we're doing here?
Giving out privileged information and it's compromised.
Not at all.
We're
If
gonna
anything,
have to figure out a code.
Anyway, what are you doing here?
can we talk inside?
Make a persuasion check. You can have advantage since he's with you.
Oh, okay. Let's go again then. Booyah!
19. Says, all right, make it quick. And he closes the door, you hear the chain come off, opens it up, says, come on. And closes it behind after the both of you are in there. Just on at first glance, a lot of the stuff is the same in here. Some things have changed, but it is still like the conspiracy, like this conspiracy board with the thumbtacks and threads and stuff. That's all still there, but there are some new things.
I'm gonna go up to the board and look and see what I can see that's new, and see if I see anything about Tempest.
Give me we'll call it a perception or investigation, your choice.
Perception. 23.
No.
23. There's nothing about Tempest that you notice. There is one word that you see in multiple places that you don't recognize, and it says Shilandro. You have no idea what that means, but he has it written down in multiple places.
Truth seeker. What is this?
He said, "Oh, Dad, I haven't figured that out yet. It's whispered. I've heard it multiple times in the city, but I don't know what it means yet. But it's something. It's connected to something. I haven't figured it out yet."
Does it sound like a word from another language? I do
Yeah,
speak Abyssal, Common, Elvish, Quarry, and Sylvan, if those.
It doesn't sound like it's nothing that you recognize. It could be from another language, but it's not one that you speak.
Okay.
If that's what it is. Well, what'd you come here for? What do you need? Did you
Truth
find
seeker,
something?
we're here on a very specific, very confidential, very hush-hush kind of mission, all right? I need you to keep this to yourself, because if anybody
He just looks
got
at
wind,
you. Who would I tell?
I can't
It's my whole thing.
understate the severity of this information that we're about to share with you.
I understand. Okay.
We're looking into a secret underground shadow crime syndicate.
Shadow. Oh, Shadow. Hold on. And he goes through and he's like digging through papers. It's like, oh yeah, here it is. This what you're talking about? And he pulls up a thing that says says the Gilded Shadow.
And I like tell him, like, I put my hands up. I'm like, shh. And I like wave my hands in the air a little bit. As if I'm casting a spell, but I'm not actually. And I just kind of like, actually, I'll do a prestidigitation to like make kind of like a trail of sparks around us, as if it's like keeping us safe, but it's really not.
You guys
Okay.
are just like gaslighting this
Make a
guy.
deception check for me.
We can talk in peace. Deception, all right, coming at you.
I see him doing this, and I'm going to use Minor Illusion to help him.
Okay.
I get advantage then, or do I?
Yep. Go ahead and take advantage.
All right, yeah, let's go, boy. Okay.
14.
Not awesome, but
He sort of looks at you funny. He's like, "Be careful with those spells. I don't want the Aegis's attention."
trust me, we're so in deep that they won't be a problem.
You sure?
I just
They
like
haven't
giving
shown up already now, have they? Exactly.
That's a good point. Unless they know that we know that they know.
Interesting point. But what if they knew that we know that they knew that we know?
Ah,
And that way, we could find out more to know.
Yes.
just don't cast any more spells. How about that?
Fireball. All right.
Fireball.
Gilded Shadow, is that what the document says?
Yeah.
What do you know of them?
There's some kind of crime syndicate. I don't. And he sort of moves some stuff out of the way, and there's on the paper it has an address. It's like, I think this is where they go. I spent a day there once after I saw it was risky. I saw a bunch of people go in there and didn't come out for a while, so I went in to check, and it was almost empty. There was no one. There was only a few people in there. So I sat around. It's a tavern, but not a very nice one. But I sat around and tried to figure out what was going on, and one man came in and they were talking to the bartender, and then the bartender took them back behind the bar, and as I went to try to get a closer look, one of the other patrons of the bar got up and threw me out. He said, "Don't come back," and I didn't expect that, so I haven't gone back, but...
Which, could you tell us where this is?
Oh,
Pretty
sure.
secret,
And
no?
he just shows you the address that's on the paper. It's there in Takria.
whisper to Jace. Well, there's a start.
Indeed, we'll have to follow up on that. Could you hear what they said to the bartender?
I couldn't make it out. It was something about... I don't know, something about... Not today? I couldn't hear it. I don't know.
There's probably some kind of secret passcode to get back there. We'll have to see if we can't figure it out.
The name of the tavern that he shows you in the address is called the Tapped Potential.
What was that word again? I need to write that word down that I saw on the board.
Shilandro.
Shilandro. Okay.
Shyldlandro.
Is
It's a
Truth
type of
Seeker a
vegetable.
gnome?
He is.
Okay. What's his real name?
Mr. Tumblebottom.
Humble Bottom. Okay.
Bottom.
Shilandro. Do we get the feeling that that's a name or like a place, or we just have no idea?
I mean, it could be a name or a place. You also don't recognize it, so...
Jace, he said he was hearing it around. What if that's their code word? Kind of get past things.
Was it in reference to like this group, or do you think it was just like...
He said he heard it whispered around, right?
Yeah, it's all around the city. I don't know if the Gilded Shadow knows anything about it or not.
All right. Well, the mole. Do you have anything else for him?
I'm gonna grab his face and pull it real close.
What are you doing?
Keep up the good work, and I'm gonna kiss him on the forehead and leave.
Okay. Hey, do you have a new drop point for me?
I then go and I grab him by the face. I'll say,
Not again.
I'll say, specifically, what is the name of the librarian that's helped us out? Not like the big bad from last campaign, but what was her name? Like Mara or something?
I got it down here somewhere.
Look at myself, frick. I don't even have his name written down. That's stupid.
Mava.
Mava. I tell him, Mava at the library. You can trust her. She'll leave anything you have for us with her.
Mava?
Yes, Mava. Do you know
Sure.
her?
No,
Yes, 100%.
okay. Let me write that down. And he goes and writes it down. Takes the string. Moves it over to him.
I totally kiss him on the forehead too, and then I leave.
Consent! As you leave.
Our code word. This is about your safety.
He shuts the door and locks it behind you.
Untapped potential.
I'm not gonna lie, Jace.
Mhm.
He tasted a little dirty.
Salty.
Same. Same. That was disgusting. Not because, he's a gnome or anything. It's just dirty.
He's a very busy
He
man.
hasn't bathed in days. Do you want, Saturn? Do you want to ask the group about Shalandro?
One of them will have an idea of what the word means. We
think,
definitely
well-
need to get everybody and go check out this tavern.
Yes.
Is actually when we entered Takri and they went to the town, the house. I would want to. I need to go to a library. Is Takri the one with the big library?
Yes.
I need to go research some stuff about creatures, namely like dinosaur type creatures. I've never seen them, but I need to research them.
Okay.
No.
Is there any reason?
Yes,
anything specific
I have
you're
a
looking
reason.
For? Okay.
Yeah, I want to try to find something in regards to large dinosaurs, predator style.
Okay. Not difficult to find while you're in Takri. You can go to the library. There is mention of big lizards that live in the islands of the archipelago between the two continents to the east of Orteith.
Okay. So I'm looking for like ready reference to the biggest, meanest dinosaur, the predator dinosaur.
Oh, this is for polymorph.
Like the biggest lizard. Yeah, it is. But I can't. I wouldn't be able to polymorph something I've never seen. So I need to research this and see if there's.
Make me an investigation check.
Okay, investigation.
Does it work? Is he like? Are you looking in a book to see if you can see the image of the
11.
thing so you can polymorph it?
You do see with an 11.
Well, I would need to know some information about it, so I would be able to make the polymorph real, right? I don't know how polymorph works exactly. Like, you have to have you had to see something?
You have to see the creature.
Is it see the creature? It doesn't say that in the spell. That's why I'm asking.
I think you have to see it for wild shape. I don't think that there's a mention.
Yeah,
of it
for wild
polymorph.
shape you do. For polymorph, it just says into a creature, but it doesn't say how. Like you would.
Oh well, maybe you don't need any of that.
I'm just trying to make it like seems like odd to just be able to polymorph for something you've never seen before. So
here's what we'll do. With that
or
investigation, you see there are passages about it. No pictures. So if you want to polymorph someone into a T-Rex, for now, you will have to make an Arcana check. How about that? When you do it,
all right,
to see if you can like sort of mold the spell to what your imagination of a T-Rex is, to see if it works.
Might only end up with one arm, but hey,
that's okay. T-Rexes don't use their arms anyway.
And no tail. There's one arm and a little bitty tail. Look a little weird, like kind of like Barney. Maybe be purple. All right, so that's what I came there for. I'll
Okay.
read what I can, and I'll head out. Yeah, the spell doesn't say anything about having had to seen something. It just says you can turn it into a creature, and I'm like, well, that don't make any sense.
Yeah. It won't be a terribly high Arcana check, but we'll make it for fun.
Fine, I have like a +8 Arcana. So
okay.
Yeah.
I think when we get to the group, we should tell them about our experience with Mr. Tumblebottom. Kind of share everything that went down. I'm interested in checking out this tavern. Also, has anybody ever heard of this term? Shalandro?
Do I need to make a history?
I'm trying to think if there's any way that any of you would have heard about that, and I don't. No, there's no way that any of you would have heard that term. So no, none of them. No one does.
Well, there's two people that I can think of that may know. Traylor at the library, or the government official that initially hired us to look into this stuff.
I think we maybe start with Traylor. That seems like the safer choice.
Alright. I think so too. Let's dive into it unless someone says otherwise.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Did you told everybody about this?
Mm-hmm. Both parts. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
Gilded Shadow, by the way.
I don't know that I would say anything, but I might try to meet with my contact with Paraffin at some point on my own to ask about it.
Okay.
'Cause I don't know that I'd pull the whole party with me to see him.
Okay. Yeah, you mean
Well, we're headed.
you can sneak away while they're doing their thing.
All right, I'll probably be back. All right, guys. Well, you go research that. I'm gonna go head to. I'm gonna go to a pub. Huh.
Go have a pint.
I'm gonna have a pint. You can catch me at. I don't know, whatever inn that was. I forgot which one we met at.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
That one. Let them. It's
Okay.
fine.
You're at the library. Come in, you see Maeva at the front. She's working today. Hello. Haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, Mava.
Hello, Maeva. You looking lovely today.
Thank you.
Oh, snap, dude. Saturn's horning in.
I like the color of your cloak today.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what color would you like? And I'll start shifting it into different colors and like spinning.
She says, could you match this? And she pulls up some of the fabric off of her overcoat.
Lovely color, and I'll change my cloak into that.
That's very nice. What can I do for you fellas today?
Two things. We have, we'll call him a private investigator that may be leaving notes for us from here from time to time. And I'm very sorry about that because he's kind of different and definitely bathes irregularly.
Private investigator?
And the other thing,
Dangerous?
yeah, no, not at all. In fact, the opposite of dangerous. Like,
Okay.
super,
Kind of a scaredy cat.
yeah. Huge beta, no big deal.
So, so he's going to leave notes for you here at the library?
Yeah.
Why are you telling me?
Because he might leave them with you for us.
What have you signed me up for?
Nothing at all. In fact, you might get some, if you want to read them, I don't care. I just figured we hear a lot, especially that guy, and I point at Merton. And
Is Merton there?
I don't think so.
Especially that guy, there's just a crowd of people. She's like, what are you talking about?
usually we have this like grandfatherly figure with us. He's kind of our
Oh,
protector.
I saw him before.
Yeah, he's the negotiator of the group. Finds himself in prison all the time. It's wild. But
I might need a new negotiator. Thinking about it.
Second thing is Traylor here.
He's always here. Did you need to speak with him?
Yeah. Does he like do anything ever? Like,
He's always reading.
interesting.
Sure doesn't sound like he doesn't have a life.
He comes here every morning and leaves at night.
Is she
He's
like
always
disappointed
reading.
by that? By the way,
In what respect?
in the fact that she wants him bad, and like he's always more interested in a book than her.
I mean, based on your previous interactions and your passive insight, she would like to get attention from him, but she's happy that he's there every day.
Does
She
Saturn
doesn't
have a
seem, she
chance
doesn't seem
for
sad when she says it. She's just like, yeah, he's still here.
him? Okay.
She's over it.
All right. Well, that's good news for Saturn. We have a question for him, if he's available.
Sure. He said you could speak to him anytime, so come on with me. She takes you up to the
Wonderful.
second floor, knocks on the thing. Traylor, your friend is back.
Friends.
She goes in and sits down at the table with him and does the thing where she just puts her hands together and stares at him, sort of almost to make him feel uncomfortable, but he doesn't seem to mind.
Traylor, hello.
Hello.
Sorry to bother you again.
Not at all. What do you
Um,
need?
Rolandro. Does that name mean anything to you, or word?
Well, that's a natural 20, so I guess so.
Yeesh.
He says, Shalandro. Say it again. Chilandro.
Chilandro.
Hmm.
Chilandro.
Laundro.
Does ring a bell. I think it's. If I remember correctly, I believe that is an entity from maybe the Far Realm. I don't know much about it. Him, her, them. I don't know. Some information that I learned a very long time ago.
Maeve, do you think you could help us find a book about him?
I can certainly try. And
Would be
Trailer says,
wonderful.
"Good luck." It's even in a library like this one. It's not likely you'll find anything on Chilandro, but you can try.
Trailer,
Go ahead.
before we go, have you ever engaged with the Emancipators at all?
He sort of make your passive insight would know enough to know that he makes like a somewhat heavy sigh. It's like, oh, the Emancipators. I've not spoken with them directly, but I have seen them. What about them?
I'm looking for one in particular, a man named Atron Ghoul.
Ah, yes, that's the leader of the Orteeth sector group.
And there's more than one. I mean, I suppose.
Yes, there's one on Orteeth, and there's one on Briofta.
I'm attempting to find him. The Gilded Shadow is a promising lead to potentially find a way in contact with him, I suppose.
What is this Gilded Shadow?
Some kind of underground syndicate. My father worked with them for a time when he was...
Maeva's just looking at you both like, what? Am I supposed to be hearing this? She's just staring. He says, I don't know anything about any syndicates here.
Okay.
Inside
Very
check that.
Go ahead.
Hell yeah, dude.
21.
21. As far as you know, he believes what he says.
Can I ask you this too, Trey, what do you know of severing someone from their patron if they formed a pact?
Well, that is something I do know a bit about.
I think we all know a bit about that, and I'll look at Jace with like a little bit of a angry look.
He looks at you, Saturn. Do you? Please, share.
Maybe in less company, and I'll look at Maeve.
Maeve says, I'm just a fly on the wall. Don't mind me. And then Trailer says, you can trust Maeve. She's only been helpful to me. Besides, Maeve doesn't care about any of the arcane or warlocks. She is a seeker of knowledge, right, Maeve? She says, that's right. And he says, there was a time when I tried to make some walls between warlocks and their patrons. It seemed to work, but they do it... These emancipators, they do it differently. They do it sometimes more lethally. I don't like...
Oh, I could see how lethally would work, because it sure was a hell of a lot of pain getting mine ripped away.
He stares deep into you and says, really?
It's a little different now.
Could you Expand upon that. He's been this whole time that you've been talking to him. He's sort of still been leafing through a book, and after you say that, his attention shifts to you.
I was fooled into thinking that my patron was Saluna, when really it was her sister Shar. She had latched onto my quarry when I was a baby, and because of that, I was left in the Feywilds, and it was just me and her.
Quarry. So you're
Kalishtar.
Kalishtar. Interesting.
Correct. Well, thinking that Shar had taken over the Feywilds, we went to go put Saluna back in her rightful place. Well, Saluna was already there. And my friends, thinking it was for the right cause, I have to believe that, I'm sure. But they held me down and forced her out of me.
You see, like, again, passive insight can tell you that he is absolutely interested in the story you're telling, but there is very little, if any, sort of investment in how you felt about it. He is almost completely into the facts of it and not the what you felt, and he just leans in almost. He doesn't. It doesn't seem like he means to be cold-hearted, but he just immediately asks, "So Shaw, she was why? She always has been a bit impatient. Is that what happened? She went before she was actually ready."
Oh, yes. Clearly, because we were outmatched completely. The
Reoccurring
idea
theme with her.
taking on a god. You know, and that's probably on me. You know, I should have realized that one. But now I do have Saluna with me.
Interesting. Where is Shar?
Sealed away in the Feywilds.
Have you heard anything about the Shadowfell? Has anyone stepped into her place? How long was she gone?
Well, I'm 21, and she's been with me since I was born, so at least 21 years.
Interesting. Oh, well,
Unless
I'm
she was
sorry.
able to be with me, and I haven't thought about that. Maybe she wasn't just with me.
Interesting.
Greylord's drow, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have a beat on like how old he is?
You can make a perception check.
I mean,
Have you seem to know Kalishtar? Do you happen to know where they might settle? There might be towns of them.
I am not familiar with where they might settle here. As far as his age, with the 13, he looks pretty young for an elf. Maybe between 100 and 200.
is Shar like common knowledge? Like the realm of the Fae and like the Shadowfell? Like I just cause
It's not. I wouldn't say it's common knowledge, but it's easily enough you can find it.
it's not shocking he knows about her.
Correct.
Okay. Trailer, sorry, Saturn, for cutting in. Trailer, do you know Shaw? Like, do you have personal history with her?
No, I have done a lot of research.
Okay.
Different energies of different planes and things. I always found it somewhat interesting, the sort of sibling rivalry between Shar and Saluna. Shar always making plans and then trying to execute them before they were ready.
Well, I know I'm not the only failed plan.
Oh, right. Terribly sorry about that.
Honestly, it makes me feel indifferent, I guess. I don't know. It's still pretty fresh, and you are with somebody for such a long time. You share everything, especially when they're in your head. You can't get away from them.
I don't
So,
mean to belittle your experience, but 21 years to Shar is a blink of an eye.
well, I know for her it is, but for me it's not. It's my whole life.
Of course.
Raylo, from what you know, I'm just curious, Saturn. Do you think that your experience might be similar to what happens here with the Aegis, the Emancipators, and with Warlocks? I guess I don't.
I pray it's not, because I honestly don't understand how I'm still alive. The pain was immense.
Well, I would imagine Saluna would want to clean up the mess that her sister made.
I guess she's trying. At least I can do this now, and I'll use a face step. And just teleport with my magic green butterflies
Okay.
that float up, and I'll disappear.
Is that, I can't remember, is that a spell or is that just a feature?
I think it's just a feature of what I can do.
Couldn't remember if it's like they give you the spell and you can cast it once without a spell slot and then you can use it whenever, or if it's just a feature that you only can use so many times.
Where is it? I don't even know if I can do that. I know I can miss the escape. That's the one where I get hit and teleport.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, Face Step would be a spell if you have it.
ooh, yeah. Never mind. It's not. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna cast Misty Step.
Okay.
I'm gonna punch myself and teleport.
At least I can do this.
Hey, buddy, you need me to punch you?
I don't know that if I shared this with you, Trailer. But Saturn, I believe that's what happened to my father. He's gone now because of it. Hence my interest in
Honestly,
Ancient Ghoul.
I think the only reason why I'm still here is because Saluna was there and she kept me alive. If your father didn't have, a god protecting him, I don't see how he could survive. I'm sorry to say.
Alright. That's why I'm gonna find this man.
At this point, Maeva speaks up and she's sort of staring at the two of you. You guys are like real adventurers, aren't you?
Working on it.
Do either of you have like a journal I could read? Just no? Okay. I'll just listen. But if you ever
I'll
do
start
have a
keeping
journal
one.
that you don't want anymore, I'd love to read it.
I'll start keeping one.
Really?
Yeah. In
Thank
fact,
you.
I'll tell you what. I'll keep one. You can transcribe it, and then if we ever become notable, you can be my biographer.
Interesting opportunity. I will consider that.
At the very least, you can make a copy for yourself, and I can have my journal back.
Sounds
Gotcha.
good. I look forward to reading it.
Saturn. Anything else that
Not now. I think I've had all my questions answered.
Same.
He said,
Trailer.
as you guys, go ahead.
I was gonna say thank you.
Okay. As you sort of get up to leave, he says, have you adventurers ever in your travels come across a modron?
Did we run into
What?
one when we went to? No.
I don't
Okay.
think you have. I'm not even sure you know what that is.
No, I don't. I've never even heard of one.
Like we were in what's it called for like a minute,
Terminus?
which is where. Yeah, isn't that where they're from? Or we don't know.
Make a history or arcana check.
Or just asking.
Or just
Yeah,
ask.
It's
21.
Arcana.
21. Okay. So with a 20, with a 21, the name does ring a bell. You think they're like almost like clockwork beings? Is to the best of your recollection that you maybe read about at some point?
It's something to do with clocks. Am I correct?
Yes, somewhat. They are beings from. Hold on, I gotta look it up. The which plane is it? They are beings from. What are they? I can't remember. Material, plane shift. Well, now I can't remember. Where's my list of planes? Hold on a second. What is the
Ethereal, Shadow, Fey.
But how do you spell it?
planes of existence? Mechanus. There we go.
Oh.
It says they're beings from Mechanus. If you ever come across one that happens to be dead, if you could extract its, I think it's a heart, I would love to study one. Being adventurers,
That's
if you come across one,
creepy.
I would
but
appreciate it. Well, that's
We'll do
not.
that for
It's
you.
not a biological heart. It's a clockwork heart of some sort.
well, you help us a lot, so of course, I'm glad
You
to.
want us to find a dead one?
If one maybe happens to attack you and you are forced to defend yourselves, or if you come across a dead one, I mean,
No, I don't think you understand.
have a
we
live
see
one, it
one,
would
no
be
matter
fine
what
as
it
well.
is, I will just annihilate it for you.
Very well. You
Are
can
they
see-
dangerous?
They can be if you were to fight one. Some of them tend to be able to defend themselves quite well.
Mm.
From what I've read. I've not encountered one myself yet.
We'll do that. Trailer, sorry. One last question. Going back to something you said earlier. You've put walls between patrons and those that make pacts with them. Were these individuals willing? I have a brother who may have formed one. And I'm not sure it's intentional. But it's definitely not good.
This was quite some time ago. I was able to put a sort of wall between a patron and some of its warlocks. But but it's not something I am particularly proud of. And while I hold the knowledge, it is not something I would suggest people use.
What was it, dangerous or immoral? What?
Let's just say it was used inappropriately. And leave it at that.
What does that mean?
All right. Well, I won't press you on that. Very well. Thank you.
Of course.
And we go.
I'm gonna, before we leave, Traylor, and I'm gonna walk around
You can
and
kiss him
put
on
my.
the forehead.
I'm gonna get in between him and Maeve and put my arms around both their shoulders. I'm gonna look at Traylor, and then I'm gonna look at her. If you don't buck up and make this beautiful woman your own, and I'm gonna slide over to where she is and hold up her hand and look at her and say, "She might just get stolen away from you," and kiss her hand and leave.
She starts to blush and she's like, well, I gotta get back down. I gotta help you guys back down there. She starts walking out the door. Come along. You wanted a book, right? Some kind of book? Yes, let's go look for that book.
What's trailer looking like right now?
Make an insight check.
Mid on that one. 19.
14.
The 14, it doesn't look like much. He keeps the cards pretty close to his chest. With a 19, you can sort of tell that he sort of fancies himself separate from matters of love. Not sure why, but that's the vibe you get off of him.
As we're leaving, Jace, it is our goal to make sure that he gets together with her.
She says, "Stop it! We've got a thing going. Just let it play out."
Oh, we will.
What
when you get
what
married
book do you want? What was
and
the book?
we get
What was the book?
invited to your wedding, just please, you can make me your maid of honor. I will dress up for you.
I will keep that in mind. What book did you want? Start with an SH, I think. Something.
Yes,
Landro.
Salandro. Anything about that?
Go ahead.
Or anything about Kalistars.
Kalistars? Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage since you are getting her help.
So bad. 14.
So she brings you some books on the Far Realm, since that's what she had heard Traylor mention, but no mention of Shalandro in there. And as far as the Far Realm goes, it's basically you get the gist is it's discussed as a plane, but not one of the inner, outer, or Feywild or Shadowfell. It's some other plane that there's not a lot known about, but that's just what little information they have there. As far as Kalistars, I mean, most of the stuff they have basically like almost like technical manuals. There's not much about culture. So most of the stuff is just stuff that you're like, yeah, I know about that, because
there's nothing about like Kalistar settlements or anything.
Not with a 14. All right. Is there anything else at the library?
I think if we're gonna head out, I just want to stop Saturn for a second. Just Saturn. I don't think any of us understand the gravity of what happened in the Fey Realm, and I'm just sorry for what happened.
I'm sure it's for the best. But I was in love. And it was forcibly taken away from me. I'm sure you could understand the anger that comes with that, but I know you guys were doing it to help me. And it's taking time, but it's getting better. And honestly, I just need to open up to Nosh. Have I told you about Nosh?
A tiny bit, but not. I mean, I just understand that she's the new voice in your head.
Yeah. That's basically all I know. Honestly, I need to... Nosh, we need to talk tonight. I need to know about you. You need to tell me about yourself.
What would you like to know?
I mean, anything, everything. Tell me about your life. Before you died, before you were with me.
Well, it's all Quarry are born and raised. I was not too old before you were born, and once Quarry's sort of mirror is born, we are bonded to them. Most of the time, we remain at our homes unless you are asleep, in which case that is when we sort of communicate. But I couldn't leave you to be taken by Shar, so I hung on, which is a bit of a taboo, but I felt it was justified this time. I don't really... haven't seen my family in a long time, but families are not the same for Quarry as they are for humans or Kalistars or elves. I will see them again sometime, but until then I have you.
Am I keeping you from them?
You aren't. It was my choice. I can't go back the way that normally we could.
Is it until I die?
No, when you die, if you die here on the material plane, I will die with you.
How do you get to be with your family again?
Well, I mean, I think there's a way if we go to the ethereal plane and then find my people. But I'm not worried about that right now. I'm worried about you. I don't think you're okay yet, Saturn. I want to be here for you.
I'm definitely not. Maybe a good start would be... I can't believe I'm going to say this, but... trying to find my real family?
Would you like to talk about them?
I'd like to know more.
Well, like I had started to tell you before, that was kind of an accident that you ended up in the Fey realm. You see, they knew something was wrong. They thought it was with me, but it was Shar. They figured it out a little bit, that it was something that didn't belong there, so they hired someone, I think from the Aegis, to banish it from you. But she held on, and she took us with her to where she was bound in the Fey realm. I don't know exactly why she was bound there. I think Seluna had done something before she found you, but that's why we were stuck there. I don't think your parents knew where to look.
So I've always been told that they left me. They didn't leave me.
Not that I remember, but I'm sure Shara told you whatever she thought you needed to hear, either to suit her own purpose or to make you feel stronger about your bad circumstance. I don't know.
Well, what do you think would be the first step in trying to find them?
I think you're taking those first steps trying to find Kalistar settlements, but I don't know if there are such things. I mean, there were other Kalistar that I remember when you were young, but I don't think it was all Kalistar. I remember there being other humans. I think there were gnomes. It's all a bit fuzzy. It was a long time ago for me, too.
Did I have any siblings? Just me and my parents.
Not
If
that
you
I
know.
remember. But, fuzzy. I wasn't with you for very long before we were banished.
Was it just a stroke of luck that Tempest found me? Or was that...
As far as I
It
can
seems...
tell.
It just seems so odd. Someone who was able to find out about me, what I was, and had the means to train me and take care of me. Do you think Tempest might have an idea of where my family is?
I don't know. I don't know how he would, but maybe.
I also feel like I need to talk to him. I know what Vonic saw and that he did those bad things, but he was a good father to me.
Yeah, I remember as well. Memories of, particularly after the Fey realm, they get a lot fuzzier. I was being subjugated. But the parts that I do remember, he was always kind to you.
I think I need to see him. Maybe that's what we do next, at some point.
I'll be here for you.
And then I'm just going to start having, like, as we're walking, I'll just chit-chat with Nosh about what all we remember and reminisce and trying to build a relationship with Nosh.
Okay. All right. Moving over to Mouse. You're going to the tavern to try to find.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Paraffin?
there, hang out for a bit, see if he appears, shows up.
You do see him. Yeah.
I assume they have eyes. So, all right, yeah, I'd just head up, talk to him, make a. Is he at a table? I mean, where do I see him? Like,
You see him come in, and he sort of goes up to the bar and is chatting with the bartender for a minute. Gets a drink.
All right, I'd probably come up and sit next to him and say, "Paraffin,
Oh, hey,
things
Mouse.
going?"
Good to see you.
Yeah, cause I wonder if you could get me some information. Maybe been trying to keep this on the down low, our relationship here, because I'm not sure how my party of friends will take to, your profession, so to speak.
I understand.
But
they like you, right?
yeah, I think so. They haven't tried to kill me, so
Well, that's
there's
always a
that.
plus.
What do you know about? And I didn't write it down. What was the name of the
Gilded
name that we're
Shadow?
looking for? Yeah. What do you know of the Gilded Shadow?
He sort
Is
of
that a
he smirks
house
at you a little
name?
bit.
Your house name?
How'd you find out about it?
There's one of my friends.
When you
that I've
said that,
been,
he sort of comes in close and
let's
gets a little quieter.
maybe we should head over to a more private table.
Sure. He
We'll
walks over.
try to
with him.
find a table in a corner, maybe darker area.
Easy
but-
enough to do.
All right, and keep this in like a hushed whisper, but one of my party members is has something with his father, and he's looking into it, and they might be involved somehow. I was just wondering, trying to figure out if there's any way he could contact somebody from that.
Well, I
I'm
offered you a
assuming if
farmhouse anytime you want in. I can get you in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't know that left that life. I left that life way behind, so I don't know that that's the right path for me at this time. But what do I know? What do I know about his father now? What information is he trying to find that he imparted to me? I can't
I don't know.
write
What
it
did
down.
you tell him, Jace?
I probably would have told him everything. Like, I've told him about my father passing, that he was a warlock, that I would have shared everything that Aid told me,
Okay.
that we're looking for a guy named Ancient Goal because he's responsible for killing my father, and that my father smuggled warlocks out of dangerous situations to freedom. He was a warlock himself. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. But all of that.
Okay. So yeah, you
What-
know,
what-
pretty much
what's-
everything.
Yeah. So what specifically am I trying to find out from the Gilded Shadows? That's
Oh, allegedly my father worked with them to navigate around emancipators, right, Isaac?
and
Yes.
did you tell me your father's name?
Yeah, for the sake of this, yes.
I was like, this is not gonna go well if you didn't.
I mean, we've been traveling a long time together. I think that's probably... Yeah,
I'd say you'd probably mentioned it if you talk about your
yeah.
past. And this isn't the first time we've tried to do something with your backstory.
Yes. Jarvian Brechtolt.
All right. So I look at Perifane, and he had a father named Jarvian Brechtolt, and apparently he worked with the Gilded Shadows. Do you know that name?
I mean, I don't know that name, but you can always come in and talk to them. They don't. I mean, not all of them are sort of full members like I am. They contract through. You're an adventurer now, right? They contract to adventurers sometimes. They just don't, don't try to take advantage, and you'll be fine. But you know that.
Yeah, I've worked this before. Well, if you could make an introduction to somebody, maybe I could see about maybe helping out where we can if they need it.
Sure. When do you want to see him?
You tell me when's appropriate. We're in town for a while, as far as I can tell.
You can go right now if you want.
All right, lead the way.
All right. He takes you through the streets of Takria over to a tavern called the Tapped Potential. Brings you in. It's it looks to be like almost an empty bar. There's a couple patrons that look like they're passed out, like laying on the tables in the back. And there's one bartender who's got like pulled back ponytail, looks like pretty unwashed hair, gray hair. He's a human, older human. And he looks over at Perifane and you. And he says, "Who you bringing in here?" He says,
And before I went here, I would put on some like street type clothes too. I wouldn't like wear robes or anything like that.
Okay.
To give away that I'm a caster, wizard, or magical
All right.
in nature.
He says, this is a friend of mine looking to make an introduction. He says, "My soul slides away." The bartender says, "Do you look back in anger?" And Perifane says, "Not today." He says, "Come with me." And he takes you both back. And there's a false wall back in a different room right behind the bar. And you go downstairs that go down. It feels like you're going down for a long time. They close the door behind you. And as you get into the closer to the bottom, it starts to sound more raucous. And you get all the way down there. And you have...
Nice.
Oh, snap.
He has a map for this.
So... I'll put you all down here so you can see it. But obviously only Mouse is here.
I'm staying in the dark. I haven't even launched Tailspire yet.
Alright, so Mouse. You enter from these stairs over here, you come down. There's two big fellows like standing sort of at the sides of the door. You look around, there's a bar built in. This is all like, the walls are like smooth stone, almost like it's been just carved straight out of the earth. But there is a precision to them that you, with your background, would recognize as being done with some kind of magic. The floor is a stone floor. There's the tables are pretty much like you see. There's a bartender with a bar back over here, and there's a stage where some people are just playing instruments up on it over here. And then there's a set of double doors over here that two more big guys are standing in front of.
Can you pull us over, please? To the map.
I think he's still working on it.
Oh, I didn't realize I hadn't pulled you over yet. There you are.
Oh. Yes.
Are they playing the Star Wars Cantana? Exactly.
Nice.
You see everything pretty much as it is. You see above you, as you sort of glance up, there is a catwalk that goes all the way around the room.
Okay.
What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is a 14.
14. So you get the feeling that there are people up there, but you can't see any of them. It's very dark up above that. But he says, "Yeah, I can take you over to meet the man himself." Michael, do you have? I made you those minis to make a long time ago. Have you connected those to this account, to this campaign?
Thought I had. I don't know that I. How do I do that when I'm not GM?
It should
You can
be.
just go to your Hero Forge, and all your user stuff should still be there. You can link
you have to
anything.
click
with Forge.
link it to link it.
Oh, there it
I'm
is.
looking for Graven and potentially Lucia.
Yeah, they're linked.
Okay, I just gotta find them.
I'm linking. Yeah, they're linked.
User. Oh, there he is. Okay. Boop. So over in the corner, at a table with one other person currently, we'll just put this person there. You see, currently with one other person, there is a completely bald elven man. He's looks to be a bit like thicker than most elves you see. He looks to be more muscular. And Paraphane takes you over there.
All right.
He says, "Good evening, Graven." And Graven's like talking to whoever this is, and he looks up at Paraphane and just sort of stares at him. He says, "This is my friend Mouse. He wanted to meet you." And so Graven says, he looks over at his person he was chatting with, says, "I'll speak with you later." So she leaves, and he looks at you and says, "Pull up a chair, young mouse, was it?"
Yeah, they call me Mouse.
"My name is Graven. What can I do for you? What can you do for
So-
me?"
I have a fairly strong party of adventurers that I work with, and Paraphane here says that you potentially contract out work when you need it. So I can offer our services potentially when needed. That's what I can do for you.
He looks over at Paraphane and says, "I'm assuming that this person you've brought to me knows how to keep his mouth shut." And he said, Paraphane, make an insight check for me for Paraphane.
Sure. Insight's not so good.
You can make it with advantage because you've known Paraphane a long time.
Well, that's a good.
10. Yeah, he is, I would say, just uncomfortable is maybe too harsh a word, but it's the most accurate I can give you. And he just sort of looks back at Graven and says, "Oh, of course he does. I wouldn't have brought him to you if he didn't." So he looks back at you.
I'll tell him a little bit about my backstory, and that I used to run with I was raised in a thieves guild, much like this one, in Brable. I've parted ways since then to study abroad, so to speak. And so yes, I can keep my mouth shut, and I know the ways.
He squints at you a little bit and he says, "How long have you known Paraphane here?"
We grew up together.
And you see just a slight grin come across his face. He says, "You're that person?" And you see Paraphane start to blush a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, that's him."
I just raise my eyebrows and look at Paraphane.
Graven looks over and the smile comes a little bit more apparent. And he says, "Sometimes he talks about you when he's drunk." I think he really was worried about you, but it seems you are fine.
Yeah, I fell off the face of the planet for a while, so to speak, and now I'm back. I got caught, and it's a long story, but we'll leave it at that. I'm a free man now.
You say you have a group of adventurers.
I do. And
How strong are you?
how do you quantify that? We've faced our fair share of we killed a Hydra not that long ago, and
Really?
saved an island of pirates, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
It's the best way I can quantify it.
And what is it you want from me?
I just need a little information for now. What do you know of a man named, and I'll say the name. I don't remember.
Jace's dad's name?
Yeah, Jason's dad.
Jarvian Brechtold.
Let me write that down.
You can make an insight check if you want. He says, so information is what you're looking for. I have certain information that I might be willing to part with if I were able to trade it for something I'm looking for.
I may be able to provide you with what you're looking for, provided it's something within our reach.
Okay. We've lost contact with a couple of my runners. I sent one out, he never came back. So I sent someone to get him. And now that person is missing as well. Do you think your band of adventurers might be able to help me out here?
We can definitely. We have a pretty good tracker in our group.
It
Good at finding things.
Shouldn't be too difficult to track. I can tell you where to start.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. We can definitely look into that
You
for
can
you.
bring back those people or tell me that they're dead. Either way, I might be persuaded to help you out. Do we
All
have
right.
an understanding?
Yeah. I think we can. I think we can work with that.
Very well.
Give me what information you have on these runners of yours, and give me a couple days and see what we can do.
He says, I was sending a package to Edevos, and
Who-
my delivery boy never came back, so I sent a second person to retrieve
Sending a
him.
package to Davos.
Edevos. Which is,
I don't like that name. That's really close to mine.
I assume that's a city.
he says, yes, it's a town. If you go west out of Brable, eventually the road will turn sort of back in on itself southeast. That road leads to Edevos.
Okay.
It's at the base of the tallest sort of, the only mountain out there. So you can find out what happened to my people. I could help you out.
Oh yeah. I can definitely do that. Yeah, have to give us a couple days. We'll track them down, and then once we do, you'll provide me with some. You do know this person I speak of, though, correct?
He just sort of grins at you. I can help you.
I look at. Let me actually an insight check that.
Okay.
My insight's so bad. So bad.
He's real tough to read.
I'll just I'm gonna kind of look like over towards Paraphane and see if he's like maybe giving me a nod or anything. It's like I can.
You look over at Paraffin. Paraffin looks at you and he's like, he's like, what are you doing? You say yes.
All right. Yep, we got this. Like I said, give me a couple days, and then when we get back, we'll have that discussion. I will
Hope to hear
provide
from
you with
soon.
what you're looking for. Okay, and I'll say, you want to show me the way back out of here, Paraphane?
Nice to meet you, Mouse.
Yes, it's nice. I hope this leads to a fruitful friendship.
And you see, make a perception check for me as you're getting up to leave.
God, I feel so bad.
11. You see, as you're getting up, you see Graven look up at that sort of catwalk and just sort of give a little bit of a look up in that direction. And then he looks over to the person that he was talking to before you came over and sort of signals them to come over again.
Okay, well, I would just head out. I know how that works. I'm not going to overstay my welcome here.
Okay, Paraffin takes you out. He's like, all right, you could really you get on his good side.
I'll tell Paraphane that I really appreciate what you've done for me here, and I know you went out on a limb. I know how this works.
That's okay. I trust you, Mouse.
It's super dangerous to bring new people into the guild.
Yeah, but you would have done it for me.
Absolutely. Is there anything I can do for you before I head back to find my wandering party? I left them kind of stranded here. They don't have a way back to
He says, Mouse,
where they're going.
you've done plenty for me. I'm just glad to see
All
it.
right. All right. Well, I will be back in a couple days.
He says,
Hopefully.
you caught the password, right? Should you need to come back down here?
Better repeat that to me. I didn't have my thing up. I didn't have my tablet up.
So when you walk in, you tell the bartender up there, my soul slides away. And he will say, do you look back in anger? And you say, not today.
Okay. Got it. All right. Thanks again, Parapane. I will be in touch with you soon.
All right, Mess. See you around.
Yeah.
And he takes off into the night.
All right. I head back to. I head back towards the Arcane Aegis, kind of like looking around for my party that I brought over here.
Okay.
Hey! Now, what's up?
Hey.
Okay, so when I find them, I'm going to tell Jace, kind of under my breath. I found some information about your father and this Gilded Shadows. I have lots of information about this, but we're not going to talk here. We need to get back to the tower.
Lead the way.
So we'll just make sure we gather everybody up that's here, and we'll head back to the tower. Anybody that wants to go.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
Back to the tower. Got nothing better to do.
He's playing with animals.
No, Tesmo made himself a fidget cube. He made himself a
Being
Rubik's
the
cube.
intern.
I'm gonna say, as we get back, I know how much he likes animals. I'm gonna send my owl over to sit on his shoulder for a little bit.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Tesmo.
I can see Victor going, yes. Look at his shoulder.
I gave him some seeds.
I'm just gonna
You
mentally
just made
impart.
Tesmo's days right there.
I'm gonna mentally impart. Pretend like you like him.
Ouch.
They are fey in nature. They're not like an actual animal, but Okay. So once we get back to the tower, I'm gonna gather everyone up in the dining area of the thing, and okay, guys, I have tracked a lead. As you know, I have a good friend that I grew up with, who I recently I think you guys have met once after the games. I forgot what you called them. To be honest with you.
The handball tournament.
Handball tournament?
Yeah, after the handball tournament, and at a tavern, and he's actually. We ran in. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really told everybody my entire story. I grew up in Brable and was raised by a thieves guild there, and we were part of that at the time. So I reached out, naming the Gilded Shadows, thinking it should be maybe sort of a thieves guild, and he had information. He took me to meet their leader. And he says he has information regarding your father and everything they did with the Gilded Shadows. So I met with the Gilded Shadows. But before he'll trust me to give that information, they need us to track down a couple of their runners they sent to the town of Adavos, and that never returned, to try to get word of what happened to them. If we can do that, he'd be more than willing. I think we'll have an inn, and they'll get all the information we need. What do you guys think? Question mark.
Sounds like a start to something. Let's make a plan and do it.
I'm in.
I will tell you that we don't want to cross these guys in a bad way. So once we go down this path, they could. I know from experience they can be a thieves guilds here. In the big cities can be a nasty bunch if you get on their bad side, or they could be great friends.
Let's do it.
Are you sure you want to go down this path? That's why I'm like making sure that I'm making sure everybody understands that this is a path that I'm not coming back from.
I don't know about coming out a thief. I
didn't
really
say we were
want
going to
steal
become
them.
a thief. They want us to find a couple of their runners that were taking a package somewhere. We're not joining the Thieves Guild, Testuzmo.
I mean, the way you said it
Think
kind
of
of
us
made it
as
sound
a-
like we were.
Think of us as a contract work.
I can live with that. Just name the destination and we'll go. Right now.
I told you
can
the
leave us there.
destination.
We know where that town is.
I was busy with my animal.
It's west of Rabel,
Make a
and
history check if you want.
you want me to make a history check?
Yeah, anyone who wants to.
I want to make a history check.
I want to make a history check.
I haven't been rolling very good today, though.
Me, my lord.
Yes,
I
my
want
lord.
to roll a dice, but
4.
the game won't let me.
Oh, it was
19.
almost a
Yeah,
20.
Saturn knows where everything's at.
I'm rolling really well tonight.
I haven't rolled at all tonight. rolled
So-
above a 10.
If you didn't roll a natural 1, you've at least heard of the town. If you rolled over a
Oh, there you go,
14...
20.
Okay, so Saturn and Tez Tuzmo know about, like, the whereabouts, know where to find this town.
Well, he kind of told me what to look for, right? And
Yeah,
when
he
we were
told you how
down
to
there.
get there.
So I just relay that's where it's at. So
Yeah. Yeah, he told you how to get there in a way that makes sense to you. In fact, I can show you on the atlas. Alright, so here's Brable. Oh, I gotta summon you guys.
Can't summon the unwilling.
So here's Brable. Edavos is kind of at the base of this mountain here.
Oh, a little teeny mountain.
it's the tallest mountain, actually.
Little bitty baby Q mountain.
All right, so I guess get some rest, and in the morning we'll head out. Anybody have any objections?
Let's freaking go.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, let's see. That is a D. Leaving from Brable. 1, 2, 3,
At least gets us on some kind of track,
5,
doing something.
6, 7. Takes you about 7 days to get there. So, over the course of the 7 days, the end of the winter festival occurs.
And we're taking probably. Are you accounting taking more time because we're like searching the area as we go for like the bodies and anything that we might see signs of?
I mean, you can do that while you're walking. Let's see. I'm trying to think of any. That's 1, 2. January 1st comes in this 7 days, which is the winter solstice.
Ah.
Happy New Year.
I think I would just send a message to my mom via her pendant.
Okay.
And this is just kind of on my own at night. Just say, I know you probably won't get this, but I am looking for a way to find you. I love you. And that's it.
Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You don't have to count up the words. He's got it.
No, I'm counting days.
Oh.
Okay.
That's less than 25 for sure.
He's got it, dude.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty chilly at night, especially the further inland you go, because it's north up that road. But you guys do finally get to Edavos. So, as you come upon the town, well, actually,
We didn't see any signs of these runners along the way, did we?
no, you didn't.
Is this
On-
town heavily populated by the Aegis? Like, do we have to watch what we cast and stuff like
Hang on,
that?
this is
AFK
a
for a
smaller
second.
town.
Right back.
On your way out there, though, you do, and you I mean, like you always do, you pass a few people on the road. If you want to talk to any of them, you can. But you're just going that way, and then you cut back, and 7 days in, you arrive the town of Edevos.
I guess we would ask them if they're on, like, for any of these passerby, like, any of you coming from Edevos?
You come across one person like with a cart. They're like, "No, haven't been there in a while. It's gotten weird there.
How so?
I don't know how to tell you, but it's I wouldn't go there. Everyone's very. Well, you say you're going there, you'll see.
Well, thank you. Very helpful.
How about instead of us seeing, you just tell us?
Aw, stupid douche. Idiot.
You arrive at a Davos.
That's awesome.
And the people there are the first people you see. They're sort of the guards standing at the entrance to the town. They just stand there staring at you come in. Hello, welcome to Edevos. They just let you walk by.
Thanks. How have things been?
Everything here has been great.
Insight.
Wait.
Go ahead.
The brainwashed cult. I got this already.
14.
Do they all seem like they're in a
14,
hive
he
mind?
Seems happy to be here.
Everything is great in Edevos. Oh, nice.
How big a town is this?
Not big. It's probably maybe a maximum of like 1,500 people, maybe under 1,000, just roughly. It's a pretty small town. But you see,
I'm
like,
assuming he gave me descriptions and names of the people we're looking for, or at least descriptions of the people.
Yeah. I mean, he would have given you a description of them. So yeah, you would know what to look for. You don't see any of those people currently. Anyone that matches those descriptions.
Do they have like a safe house here in this town?
He did not tell me that they had.
I would
that.
say
They-
he would have told you that they were the first person that he sent was to make a delivery, meet someone in the tavern in Edevos, and come back. But they never heard from him again. And the second person he sent was to look for the person that he sent to Edevos, and they never heard anything from him either.
Do we know who they were supposed to deliver to?
He did not say.
somebody in the tavern. That's all we got.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
No, he didn't tell me.
You get a description of these people at all?
I do have a description of the people we're looking for, the runners.
Yeah, they would. We'll say the first one would be like middle-aged human, dark hair, short, dark hair. That is, about 5'10" ish. I mean, you would know what sort of clothes to look for with your background mouse, like trying to not be spotted out. And the second one was an elven gentleman who was a little bit taller, slender build, obvious like most elves, longer hair, and brown hair.
Okay. Before we left for this, I would have told everybody everything they needed to know for this.
Yep.
So they would have that description.
But that is what you're greeted by when you come to Edevos. Looking in, you see people are sort of, moving back and forth like people do.
Like people do,
just moving back and forth,
They're really robotic. They're just like looking at each other and going, "Yes, isn't it great?" As they walk past each other real slowly, and they just
I handed
no
the
head
bowl.
bob or nothing, just like they're on wheels.
I would ask one of the town guards. We're looking for the local tavern or inn.
Says, of course. Follow this road straight through that way, and he points at it's that building right there.
Thank you.
Glad to have
very
you in
One
the
of these.
Davos.
One of these guys is gonna be among us, dude.
Dude, for real. Super glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
The happy town.
Smiling friend.
Now we head to the tavern.
Smiley friends.
Are you just going?
Oh my
You're just
gosh.
headed straight in? Are you like? How are you doing this? Are you doing this any special way? Or are you just going straight in?
I think we should. I'll tell everybody. I think we should meander around the roads the long way. Kind of keep an eye out on people we see for the description of those men, and make that kind of our last stop.
Okay.
Just
What's the
So,
average?
what-
What's the average build of the people in this city? How much are we sticking out? Is what I'm asking. I suppose.
I mean, you certainly are. You are.
Well, yeah,
easily
I
the
stick
biggest
out
person
everywhere.
here.
But what about everyone else?
Most of the
That's
people here,
normal.
everyone that you've seen so far here is human. I mean, as you walk through the town, you do see a couple elves, a couple dwarves, but it's
Like, are
majority
they-
human.
Are they wearing like similar matched clothes? Are they all wearing white? Is everyone? No, it's just totally normal.
Totally, 100% normal.
Aside from
And
the
is it
weird,
like-
creepy happiness.
Yeah. All locals
Sorry.
too.
cards are never happy.
Everyone
Handful of
make
Chick-fil-A
everyone
employees.
who's sort of looking around, make a perception check for me.
I'll make a perception
Perception.
check. I'm pretty good at perception.
24.
I just quit rolling tonight. I'm done.
Oh yeah, perception. Sorry, let me roll that perception for you. I'm gonna roll it in D&D
19.
Beyond because, well, I'm already here.
18.
I didn't roll well, so I wouldn't worry about it. I rolled a 10.
Okay, so you guys are all looking around and they're like, this, I mean, it seems okay. Saturn, 24, you happen to see through a window and there is a person just that you don't get a good look at it, but you just get enough to go, whoa. And it's just a person sitting in their home holding a, like a, one of those things that holds a candle, you know? And the candle is, they're holding it and they're smiling, and the candle is burned all the way down to the bottom.
Well,
Wax all down his hand. Like,
that's
Yeah, the
not
wax is
ominous.
it's hard now, but it looks like it was dripping off the sides of the thing.
And it's daytime, right? Like,
It is currently daytime, yes.
the hell is he holding up for, kind of thing?
He disconnected.
he's like gliding across the cloud.
Yeah, he's stuck. He's stuck in a corner.
Okay. And like, how large is this town? Are we talking like hovel? Is it like very rural? Is it like a bunch of farmers? Are we like?
he said there's like 1,000 people.
Yeah, it's pretty, I mean, it's fairly rural. But like you saw that a couple things of farmland on your way in, which is normal
Okay.
for the sort of towns out here.
Desmo see the guy, the weird NPC guy.
No, you had to be above a 20 to see
Oh.
that.
Did Saturn say it out loud?
Yeah, I did go, well, that's ominous, and I pointed out.
Okay.
You pointed out?
Yeah.
Within seconds of you pointing it out, that person stands up and starts walking across their house.
Not creepy at all.
Dang, dude.
Any like shops in town, or like, are we passing? Is it just all like residential?
Yeah, there are a few shops, different things. There's like a town blacksmith. There's a like a leather worker, things of that nature, basic stuff.
Are we still
That is-
walking with that guy that greeted us when we came in?
Nope. He just pointed you in the direction and stayed where he was.
So I'm gonna look at Merton and see if he looks happier than usual.
This is my kind of town. Everything's running perfectly.
Place seems nice to me.
Anybody
No.
patronizing these shops? Is it like normal wares and stuff like that? Like the blacksmith isn't like hammering the same piece of like metal for the 30,000th time or something?
Make we'll call this investigation. See if you can sort of piece together some things that are going on.
Investigate.
How a town so nice could
A natural 20.
20 for 22. So between that and just sort of looking around trying to figure things out, obviously people are looking at you because you're outsiders. But it seems as though almost they're trying not to look at you. And you do see like the people in the shops, they are doing a convincing job of looking normal. But there's something off about it with a 22. It's not there's something not normal about it.
But they're all like conscious of us. Like everyone in town is like,
With a natural 20, I will give you that you do notice that there are 3 people in the town that have not moved since you've been there, and they are all keeping an eye on, or at least they are looking in the direction of one building. Everyone else is sort of moving around. People are sort of glancing at you and looking away. These 3 people with a natural 20 on your investigation have line of sight to one door and are not paying attention to you at all.
what building is it?
It's not the inn or the tavern that we've been pointed out, is it?
No, it appears to just be some sort of general store, maybe?
I think I very quietly would just, hey guys, like 7
No.
o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 1 o'clock. See those 3?
I'm going to send my owl over there, and I'm going to I'm going to hold on to somebody, but I'm going to see through the owl's eyes,
Okay.
and I'll tell whoever that's what I'm going to do, and see if he can look in any of the windows of that building as he flies around it, or get a perch on a tree that sees into a window, maybe. Find a perch on a
Make
tree.
a perception check since you are looking through it with your stats.
It's going to be one of those situations where he's like, guys, I need you to look over there, discreetly though, and one of us goes.
Who? That
Those
guy?
guys? Yeah.
That guy?
Oh
And
my
that
God,
guy?
I rolled something
23.
above a 10. I rolled above a 10.
So you send your owl over there.
I'm gonna like take over the owl, so I'm gonna
Right.
like look through his eyes and see.
You look through there, and with a 23, you can see that the windows have like sort of, they're shuttered, but with a 23 you can see through a little bit, and it's dark on the inside. And then with your natural 20 on investigation, you have noticed that people have clocked the owl as well.
All right, I'm not gonna make the owl look too suspicious, so he'll just like look for a second and then fly back to me, like kind of fly around the building and then back towards me.
I'll be like, whoa, Mouse, that's crazy. This owl out of nowhere.
We're
The
owl
owl-
exterminators.
Get that owl. Are you
If he-
okay?
if
Is
he
it
has
hurting
those-
you?
One of
I'm
the
gonna-
ones that's looking at the door.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
He was perched on
mind
my
link
shoulder
with
when he
him.
walked in.
With one of the people looking at the door.
Yeah,
I'm gonna firebolt this freaking owl out of the sky.
I'm gonna mind link with him and I'm gonna say, "What are you looking at, buddy?"
I'm also gonna I'm gonna tell them that I saw that the shutters are like closed on that building. There's no way they can't really see inside. So I'd pass that on as we were looking.
You do that, and that person looks at. He doesn't look at you specifically, but he immediately looks at your group, and you hear back, "Welcome to Adavos. I'm glad you're here." And he's smiling, and then he looks back at the thing.
Dude. Ugh.
If the happy people are worried about this building, maybe a friend of my friends,
I think this might be.
enemy.
People could be cursed a little bit. Whispering to my group.
100% agree.
People have clocked the owl and everything. Like, are they behaving any differently?
Nope, but you did notice them notice it.
You're noticing me. Alright. Yeah,
I can test it. If I can touch one of them and remove the curse. If that happens
It'd just
to
be
be
a
it.
happy town. You're walking over and touching people.
they probably welcome a hug then. I'm so happy. Yeah,
shake someone's hand.
Yeah, offer to shake their hand. Say, I love this town so much, and then shake their hand. And you'll be able to touch them, I bet.
You can
Well,
get
just make sure you
you can get a
smile like
lot
they do.
about someone's personality from a good handshake.
Whether
That's
it's firm
something
or
Martin
weak.
would totally say.
I mean, I can try it, but if I do that, it is a whole town. It might be upset.
What's
And remember
up?
the last time
We don't
with the
see anyone
black veins.
I will try to look at if there's anyone who would stand a chance of fighting against us. If there's anyone of the town guard formidable. That kind of
Make
stuff. If there's anyone-
give me. We'll call it an insight check.
This is like Martin's thing.
He's just checking out their hot physique.
How about
He
that?
wants to see
Oh yeah, dude.
the one thing Martin knows.
With a
Formidability.
natural 20, you would figure that you might have. There's no individual that you've seen that could hold a candle to either you or Vonik. But there are a lot of people here, and having, your recent experience with lots of people, if they are
It's the
together,
swarm of
it could
rats
be a problem.
problem.
Yeah, it's the swarm of rats problem.
I want to, in case things go sideways, I want to look and see if I can find a choke point. So if we need to, we can get to not be swarmed.
Looking around,
Like a nice corral or something that we could kind of corner ourselves in.
I only go to corrals when they're golden.
you know what? We'll use this.
Chocolate Mountain.
We will use this map here that we used on last Monday. So there you go. There's lots of people, all doing totally normal people things. But you would have come in back here, and they would have pointed you to the inn, which is this building. Although it wouldn't be this tall, it would be one.
Where's the
2-story?
Where's the creepy building?
We will
Well,
say
it's,
it is. We'll say this one for just so you can have somewhere to look.
Okay, just keep my eyes out for threats.
I'll say we take note of this for now, and let's head to the inn. Like, we seen things as we go. I think we should head to the inn.
I think we should sleep in the woods.
What time of day is it?
I can set up a
It's-
tiny hut.
You would have gotten there probably around 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
As much as
Yeah,
y'all do love sleeping in a warm bed. This place is creepy as hell.
Since it's cold, I can make us a tiny hut. We can sleep in there.
I think we scope out the inn because that's where our
I mean,
target
we should
was
check out
last.
the inn. I didn't say we should stay there.
I know. I'm not saying that you did.
No, I was telling Saturn because he said I
We
think
can
we should
stay in
sleep
the inn
outside.
and have a tiny
Yep.
hut in the inn.
And just set up a tiny hut in the inn.
There we go.
What if it's in the beds?
It's bed bugs.
Well, let's suggest that maybe we don't drink or eat any of the food from this town, though. We stick with our rations.
That sounds like a smart idea. I'm in for that one.
So you're going into the inn?
Yeah.
Going into the
Yeah. Let's go to the inn.
Okay. As you enter the inn, everyone's in there doing stuff. Like there's a bartender sort of cleaning the bar, and there's patrons in there looking around. You quickly, Mouse, notice the two people that you're supposed to be looking for. One is sitting at the bar and one's sitting at a table.
Okay.
Oh well,
They
easy
don't seem
job,
to be-
boys.
They don't seem to be talking to each other or even noting each other.
Nope.
And they've been here for how long?
This would have been a few. Like
How long ago did he say he sent
A
them?
few weeks to a month. I'll say a month.
So they've
Our
been here a
job to
while.
bring them back, or just note that they're here.
He said
No, we,
bring him
we
back
needed-
or tell him that they're dead. But he wanted to
Yeah.
know what happened to them.
But yeah, he just really wants to know what happened to him.
Job done.
Yeah, easy job.
I think we,
Martin, you go get that guy. I'll grab that guy. We'll take him out of here. No
We
problem.
don't need to take them out. We gotta note that they're here. We're just saying they're just
I think
drinking
we
in
should-
the inn.
I think we should maybe get a little more information. I don't want to go back with just, hey, they're in the inn.
I thought they said bring him back.
I'm
These guys
gonna
are not,
I'm gonna walk up to one of them.
I don't want
And
to
are there multiple people
Hi.
in this inn?
How's it going?
Yeah, there are multiple people. Which one are you walking up to? The human or the elf?
I'll walk up.
We'll say the
to
elf is at the bar and the human's at a table.
I'll go to the one at the table.
Okay.
Hello.
Approach me,
I'm gonna
smiles at
walk
you, and
up.
says,
I'm gonna walk up to him.
I'll join him. I'll hold my hand out to shake his hand.
"Okay." So what are you doing, Mouse?
I'm walking up to the guy with them.
Okay. So you walk up to him and you hold his hand out. You say hello to him. He says, he looks up at you, smiles, and says, "Welcome to Adavos. Are you new here? Just getting into town?"
I'll hold out my hand to shake his hand.
Is he not shaking?
He puts his drink down and reaches out to shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand and cast Remove Curse.
Okay. What are the components for that?
Verbal and Somatic.
Okay. He shakes your hand. Merton seems fine. He goes to shake Saturn's hand. He starts to do that. He does shake your hand. Just for a slight second, his grip tightens. And everyone make me a perception check for me real quick. Everyone that's there. Everyone looking at this guy.
Ooh.
12.
Oh, that's a good one.
You mind roll?
Not to well.
24.
I'm getting some issues with Tailspire.
I rolled a
24
16.
for Tesmo.
But Tez rolled one there.
18.
Okay, so if you
Nice.
rolled higher than a 15, you see that smile on his face fade for just the briefest of seconds. And he looks up at you and says, "I think rooms are free right now for people who are just coming into town."
Sketchy.
Did I feel like my spell worked for a split second?
You... Make me an insight check.
$16.
16. You know that your spell went off. But knowing what you know about your spell and how it works, it doesn't seem like your spell affected this person. But with a 16 insight and just that brief bit of stuff that happened, you believe that this person noticed you were casting a spell on him.
Okay.
Are the people in the bar drinking or eating? Like actually drinking or eating?
Yes.
Okay.
Say, why is it free?
Says, oh, it's the hall of the goodwill of the people of Adevos. They love it when new people come to town.
And just to see if I get any recognition, I'm going to like kind of whisper to him. My soul slides away, just to see if he
Just looks at you, he looks at you and smiles. And says, okay.
No.
What does that mean?
Oh man.
Have you ever heard of Shalandro?
I don't believe I've heard of that.
Okay.
You ever been to Takria?
I've never been to Takria.
All right.
Lobotomized.
You should go sometime.
Nice place. Library, incredible.
Okay. Let's I'm gonna teleport out. I think we should let's set up camp outside town for tonight.
I think
In town.
One more thing that you, if you rolled above like a 10 on the perception check, you notice one tear well up in this guy's eye and roll down his cheek.
Okay. Tisma was gonna step up. I was like, he's gonna whisper them. We should help these guys.
yeah, we'll definitely check out a room here. We're gonna go scope out the town for a little bit. It's beautiful.
The
But
rooms
yeah,
are
we'll be
very
back
comfortable.
for sure. I'm sure they are. We'll be really excited to sleep in them tonight. For sure.
We're glad to have you here in Adevos.
Super glad to be here, man.
Is there any one person who's more glad than anyone else to have us here?
I don't know.
Anyone we should specifically speak with?
Well, the innkeeper has all the keys. But I'm certain they'll give you a room for free if you just ask.
Dude.
So that is where we will call it for tonight.
That is like maybe the creepiest thing you've ever said.
So
The innkeeper has all the keys. Wow. Fudge.
So
Now, why
thank you
does a
guys for
city named after
playing.
me have to be evil?
Thank
One
everyone
city
for
that's named after
watching.
me.
We'll be back next week with the Daring mini campaign, and then in 2 weeks we'll be back to this campaign too, and what is happening in Adevos. Thanks again. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Hey.
Welcome to Odevos.